Thank you for joining us for this episode of CNTV. I'm Brad Claunch.
And I'm Quin Tran.
November is Long-Term Care Awareness Month to highlight programs designed to meet needs of senior citizens.
Long-term care refers to services to help people with daily living activities. For instance, assistance with meals, bathing, and dressing. The Chickasaw Nation offers the Assisted Living Benefit Program that provides up to $3,500 per month to pay for state-licensed assisted living facilities. The program is for Chickasaw citizens 60 years of age or older and meet income eligibility requirements. Here's more about that program.
It is available coast to coast for our Chickasaw elders. So you don't have to live in southern Oklahoma. You can live anywhere in the United States as long as it is a state licensed assisted living facility.
Tell us about the caregiver program. How does that help caregivers and also help the elder?
Our Native American Caregiver Program is a federal program. This is one where we kind of have to switch hats in the aging division. Aging division takes care of our elders, the best that we can with the most resources available. The caregiver program actually turns its face to the caregiver themselves. We offer support. We offer counseling, whether it just be peers. Someone may just call me and say, I'm just having a bad day today. We just talk to them on the phone. That's no problem. Or it may be a little stronger than that and they need more of a professional counseling. Those services are available as well. We make sure that the caregivers know any resources or programs that are available, whether it be tribal, state, federal, anything that's available to help them care for their elder or their loved one. It does not take long for a caregiver to get what we call caregiver burnout. The love that you have for your loved one will always be there. The want and the desire to care for them will always be there. But at the same time, those caregivers have to take care of themselves first. I can't take care of my loved one if I'm not healthy enough to do that. A statistic that I have used over and over in my presentations is 61% of caregivers will pass in life before their loved ones do. And that's simply because caregivers' health needs are put on the back burner. We need to make sure that those caregivers are getting that break to make sure they're taking care of themselves to help take care of that loved one and keep them healthy as well. The caregiver program is not actually just for elders. We have 3 different levels that the caregiver program consists of, and that is a frail elder, of course, or someone of any age that has Alzheimer's dementia. The second phase to that is a caregiver caring for an adult with disabilities between the age of 18 and 59. And then, of course, the last one that is a growing need that we are still reaching out to people to find more is grandparents raising grandchildren or kinship raising kin. It doesn't necessarily have to be a natural grandmother raising a grandchild. It could be a family friend that has taken over those responsibilities. We make sure that caregiver is set up to care for those little ones. Do they have the proper bedding? Do they have storage for their clothing? Do they know what daycare is available? As they get older, do they know that there are programs that offer camps? These are things that these caregivers, they need to know. And we are their legs and their liaison to help get those services for them.
The Chickasaw Nation is devoted to the health and well-being of its elders. Some other services for elders include the Chores Program and the Medical Alert Program. For full details, call this number.
Long-term care impacts many families. Studies show that by year 2050, about 27 million Americans would need long-term care. We take you now to Tishomingo, Oklahoma. The Chickasaw Nation dedicated a new elder housing complex. The tribe built 8 new homes, duplexes, after Chickasaw senior citizens shared the need for housing in Tishomingo. These homes are constructed with wide doorways and a thoughtful floor plan for elders. The homes provide a sense of independence, community, and care.
We know that as we age, remaining close to community becomes increasingly important. And by offering safe, affordable, and accessible housing in this community, we are offering these residents the opportunity to stay rooted in the place and relationships that matter the most.
The housing addition is located on the Chickasaw Nation Tishomingo campus, steps away from programs and services that include the nutrition and senior centers. A ribbon cutting was also held for the Ada branch of Chickasaw Community Bank. The bank has grown to be a leading financial institution with a mission of building better lives for everyone. Expanding the bank to Ada, home of the Chickasaw Nation's headquarters, represents an ongoing investment in the local community. Chickasaw Community Bank was established in Oklahoma City. For more than 2 decades, it has served the financial needs of Oklahomans and First Americans across the country.
This busy section of a highway near Edmond, Oklahoma will honor a Chickasaw citizen. The interchange of Interstate 35 and East 33rd Street will be designated the Ambassador Neil McCaleb Memorial Interchange. Mr. McCaleb was the Chickasaw Nation Ambassador at large to the United States. Prior to that, he spent many decades working to improve roads and infrastructure throughout Oklahoma. He was the state's first Secretary of Transportation in 1987. He also served at the federal level as Assistant Secretary for the U.S. Department of the Interior, Indian Affairs, and an advocate for First American tribal sovereignty. Ambassador McCaleb passed away earlier this year. During his life, he was honored for his contributions and inducted into the Chickasaw Hall of Fame, the Oklahoma Hall of Fame, and the Oklahoma State University College of Engineering, Architecture, and Technology Hall of Fame.
Quinn and I are glad you joined us for this episode of CNTV.
We'll see you back here soon.